Hi guys, today we're going to go over our vocabulary for Two Kinds by Amy Tan. Let's get started. So remember when we're doing our vocabulary activity, the first thing you do is if you know the word, you place a plus sign in the box. If you do not know the word, you place a minus sign in the box. After that, I'm going to read you a sentence from the story, and you're going to use context clues to try and determine the meaning of the word. So use the words before and after the word or the rest of the sentence to see if you can create a definition. Remember to think about how the word is used because some words are multiple meaning words, such as bat, which is a nocturnal mammal, a heavy stick, club, or cudgel, to strike or hit with a bat or club, or to blink, wink, or flutter. You also are going to have to make sure that once you've created your definition, you write down the actual definition in part of speech. Part of speech is where it falls in the sentence, such as a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. Once you've done that, I will give you a sentence starter. You will copy the entire sentence starter and complete the sentence. For this presentation, you will need the following activities. You will need your vocabulary chart that says Two Kinds by Amy Tan, Getting to Know Your Vocabulary, and it is going to be in landscape view. And then you're going to need your Two Kinds by Amy Tan vocabulary activity, which is going to be in portrait view. And in that one is going to have where you have to rewrite your words in part of speech, create illustrations, synonyms, antonyms, and sentences. All right, so let's begin. Lamented. Do you know what the word lamented means? Plus sign if you do and minus sign if you do not. Lamented. You look like a Negro Chinese, she lamented, as if I had done this on purpose. Based on the word used in, or how it's used in the sentence, what do you think the word lamented means? Lamented. Let's look at our part of speech and definition. Lamented is a verb and it means expressed regret. If you look at the picture I have a picture of someone kneeling and crying. They are expressing regret. So lamented is a verb and it means expressed regret. Now you're going to write down your sentence starter and complete the sentence. Lamented. Her own mother once lamented when. Why would a mother express regret? Her own mother once lamented when. How can you finish this sentence? Moving on. Indignity. Do you know what the word indignity means? Plus sign if you do and minus sign if you do not. Indignity. Let's look at the word in the sentence. I was like the Christ child lifted out of the straw manger, crying with holy indignity. What do you think indignity means? I was like the Christ child lifted out of the straw manger, crying with holy indignity. Indignity is a noun. It's feeling that one has been disrespected. If you look at the picture, I have the picture of the dog with the cone on its head because the dog has obviously had some type of procedure and they're trying to keep him or her from biting. So, indignity would be like the dog in this picture who feels um, disrespected because of the cone on his head. So, indignity is a noun and it's feeling that one has been disrespected. So, a noun feeling that one has been disrespected. Let's look at our sentence starter. Remember to write the entire sentence starter and then finish the sentence. I felt I suffered great indignity when. I felt I suffered great indignity when. Why would you feel that you suffered great indignity? Our next word is reproach. What is the meaning of the word reproach? Do you know it? Plus sign if you do, minus sign if you don't. I would be beyond reproach. Based on this sentence, what do you think the word reproached means? I would be beyond reproach. Let's look. Reproach is a noun, criticism or disapproval. So if you look at the picture, I have a lady criticizing someone. So a noun, criticism or disapproval. Let's move on to our sentence starter. Reproach. Remember to write down the entire sentence starter and then complete the sentence. Since the president is not above reproach, what happens? Since the president is not above reproach, how could you finish this sentence? Moving on. Our next word is discordant. Do you know the meaning of this word? Plus sign if you do, minus sign if you don't. Discordant. I learned to play the most ear-splitting preludes, the most discordant hymns. What do you think the word discordant means? Discordant is an adjective and it means lacking harmony. I have a picture of someone with fingers in their ears because if I think of something lacking harmony, like bad music, it's not something that I want to listen to. It's ear splitting or not pleasant. So, discordant is an adjective and it means lacking harmony. Let's move on to our sentence starter. Discordant. The orchestra's timing was so discordant that. What would be wrong with the timing and what would it cause you to do? The orchestra's timing was so discordant that. Moving on to our next word. Squabbling. Do you know what squabbling means? Plus sign if you do, minus sign if you don't. Squabbling. We had grown up together and shared all the closeness of two sisters squabbling over crayons and dolls. What do you think the word squabbling means? We had grown up together and shared all the closeness of two sisters squabbling over crayons and dolls. Squabbling is a verb, fighting noisily over small matters. So squabbling is a verb and it means fighting noisily over small matters. If you look at the picture, I have a picture of a boy and a girl fighting. You can see that he's got his hands on his hips and he's yelling at her, and her hands are thrown up in the air and she is yelling back. So they are squabbling over something. So verb, fighting noisily over small matters. All right, moving on. So after squabbling, we have our next one. Or we're going to look at our sentence starter. I apologize. When my sister and I are squabbling, how would you finish this sentence? What would happen with two sisters squabbling? So when my sister and I are squabbling. All right, moving on. Devastated. So our next word is devastated. Do you know what this word means? Plus sign if you do, minus sign if you do not. Devastated. Then we're going to look at our word in the sentence. But my mother's expression was what devastated me. So, what does the word devastated mean? But my mother's expression was what devastated me. All right, let's move on. Devastated is a verb. It means destroyed, completely upset. If you look at the picture, this is a picture from a devastated fan during a soccer match. So it's a verb and it means destroyed or completely upset. Let's look at our sentence starter. When the house went up in bright orange flames, our family was devastated. Why would the family be devastated? When the house went up in bright orange flames, our family was devastated. Why would the family be devastated? All right, guys and gals, that is it for this vocabulary presentation. I hope you guys better understand your vocabulary for Two Kinds by Amy Tan, and I can't wait to read the story with you guys.